The first process in formatting a PC is getting a USB flash drive of 3.0. Now you can see the flash drive available. I'm going to be using this one for this process, okay? And this also, they are all working, but it must be USB flash drive of at least 8 gig storage to any amount of the storage you need, okay? Now the next thing now you need to do is you go to your to any computer device around you and then download the operating system you want to use and also download Rufus. So let's go over to that. Now, any browser of your choice. Here we are using the Microsoft web browser, okay? Now the next thing we do here is we come to the search bar and type Windows 11 24H2 free download. Right now, why we are searching for this is because we are looking for the latest version of Windows 11, since that is what actually we are going to be using to install on the computer system we want to work with. So now, when you get to this position, don't go to Microsoft.com because you might be requesting to pay for license fees. So instead, just go down to Windows Latest. All right. Now you can see offline installer. Click on it and it will load while we are waiting for it. Okay, now it's done loading. All you just need to do is scroll downward to this area. You will see Windows 11 24H2 All Edition 64 bits. All right, we have the 64 bits and we also have the 32 bits. But here we are using 64 bits, where we want to actually install 64-bit operating system of Windows 11 to the system we're actually going to format. And if you look at it, you will see the storage capacity of the operating system, which is 5.4 gig. This is the major reasons why the minimum um, flash drive or SAN disk that you're supposed to use in formatting should be at least 8 gig of that particular flash drive. So now the next thing you need to do is you can actually go ahead and click on English, right? Click on English to start downloading, or you click on English, German, or whatever. So let's just click on English and see what happens. Our download just got started. Now the next thing we need to do, we're using Internet Download Manager as our download manager. You can see 5.41 gig. Now we have to click on Start Downloading. Now when you start downloading, you have to allow it to complete a downloading process. Then after this, the next thing you need to do is to go to Rufus and search for Rufus. All right, just type Rufus and allow the system to the server to load so you can download uh, an ejectable software that you can actually use to eject operating system into your flash drive. Okay, now when we click on this, you see that we have Rufus over here. Yeah, you are going to be using this to create a bootable USD drive, and this can enable you to do other operating system. Actually, if you want to install the Linux operating system into a particular computer, you can actually use Rufus to eject the operating system from its raw file to the flash drive. Then you can now use it to either upgrade or format the next other system. So now while we click on that, I just want to show you how to also download the Rufus file, and then we can now start um, ejecting the operating system into the flash drive we want to use. Okay, now it has loaded. So what we need to do is to go and download the bootable file that we need. Now, if you look at this, you see that this is Rufus 4.6, and I feel that this is the most updated version of that. And if you look at it closely, you get to see that it's actually 64 bits of it, which contains 1.5 megabytes. So we are going to download this, click on it, and then it will automatically get downloaded into your system. But let's just wait for it. All right, now over here, all you need to do is to click on start downloading. If you're using download manager, and the file will start downloading. All right, just what you are seeing here. Although I already have the Windows 11 that I've downloaded earlier, just by follow the same process I showed you, you will be able to get the result. So now what we need to do is to go and eject the operating system we need into the flash drive we need to use it for. So let's go back to that level. Now, what we need to do now is go to our Explorer. Then remember, your flash drive, you now have to insert the flash drive into the USB port of the computer system. Now let's go to our download. We are going to locate first, the file we're going to be looking for is Rufus, right? So here is programs. So let me go and look for Rufus. Now I have Rufus 6.2, I have Rufus 6.20, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be using this. 4.6, sorry. I'm going to be using this. Any one of them, actually, I already have it on my system. I'll double click on it and then click on yes. Now you see that the Rufus will automatically be activated to pop out on my system. Right now, since I'm here, the next thing I need to do, remember I said I have to insert the flash drive. If you look at the flash drive here, it's how many gigs? 16 gig, right? And if you look at it carefully, you get to see that it's 3.0, right? So what I need to do now is I'll click on select. On this select, it will take me to my file explorer. I will now locate my operating system, which is the Windows 11. So I will scroll down. This is the Windows 11. You look at it, the way it looks like a disk. Win 1124H2, and it is what? English 64-bit, right? I'll click on it. Then when I click on it, I'll click open, and see it's scanning the operating system. Now you see that the Win 11, that's the boot selection, has been activated, and then the next thing here is GPT. You can actually change it to MDR, but GPT is okay. All right. Then after that, the next thing you just need to do is to click start. Now we're going to click on start. Now over here, make sure you remove requirement for 4 gig RAM. Now, meaning that in case maybe the system you are trying to format is maybe 2 gig, you can still go ahead. So because actually Windows 11 wants it to be 4 gig before that. Remove requirement for an online Microsoft account. Yes, you can go ahead. Create a local account with username. Now I can change this to SEF, all right, as an example. And disable BitLocker is very important. Disable BitLocker automatic device encryption, just disable it. But if you want your system to be automatically enabled on your BitLocker, no problem, you can still do the same. So the next thing I will now do is I will now click OK. The moment I click on this OK, what this Rufus is going to do is that it's going to format my flash drive and then start ejecting the operating system into the flash drive. Now it's doing that right now. So we have to wait for it until it's completely done. Then we'll now click cancel and close, sorry. So we'll allow it to load. And please, while doing this, do not remove your flash drive until it's totally done. Okay, now you see that the whole operating system have been injected into the flash drive and it's telling you ready. So what you need to do now is to close and then remove the flash drive from the system. All right, move on to the next stage. All right, now there's a flash drive. This is the system I want to format. First thing I need to do is to insert the flash drive into the USB port in the system. All right, now after inserting, make sure that it's fully inserted. Now you click on the power on button. First, we need to go to the BIOS setup to be sure that the USB is enabled. All right, so I'll click on the power on and keep pressing F10 first. Outrightly, I would have used F9 to go to boot setup in order to do it directly, but I want to confirm that the system was set to be enabled on USB reading. So here I'll click on this advanced. Okay, I'll click on boot option. If you look at this, you see that USB storage boot is activated, right? So I will leave it. Now, since that is activated, what I'll just do is click on F10 and then click yes. Automatically, I will start pressing F9 because F9 is boot sector setup. So I will click on F9 continuously for HP products. All right, for HP PCs, click F9. While we are doing this, we just have to keep clicking on it until we see this. Now, when you see this, first you have to locate the flash drive. You see that this one is UEFI Kingston Data Transfer 3.0. That's the flash drive we inserted, which is this. So what I will do now is I will click on enter and allow the PC to start running its process. Okay, now you are here, select language setting, time and currency format. I can choose Nigeria, so I will come here and choose Nigeria, and then the next thing I will do is to click next. The keyboard or input method is TUS. Click next. Now here it said install Windows 11. Yes, I agree. I will tick this and then click next. Once that is done, I will have to wait for it to load. Alright, now product key, we don't have the product key, but we're going to be using a software to give the product key. So we are going to say I don't have a product key. Click on it. Now here you want to install Windows 11 Pro. We have different Windows 11. We have Windows 11 Home, Home and Home Single Language, Education and Pro and whichever. So we are choosing Windows 11 Pro. Alright, then you click next. Now you're going to click accept. You can take your time to read that license documentations, but for me I just click accept and wait for searching for the disk. This is where the formatting process comes in play. Okay, now we are here. If you look at this closely, you see that we have unallocated space. We also have partition 2, going to USB. We have partition 1. We are going to delete or format partition 1 and partition 2. So let's see what I did. I clicked on partition 1. I clicked on delete partition. I'll click on the partition 1 again, which is Win to USB. I'll delete it. And if you look closely, you see that the unallocated space is complete to be 238. Now it's supposed to be 256, but why it's giving you 238 is because the system automatically picks up some file and some storage that to enable it to function. So right now we don't need to delete any other thing again. We just have to go ahead and click on next, and the formatting process will start. So let's wait for it. Now if you look at it, it says ready to install. You won't be able to use your PC during installation. Save and close your files before you begin. So here everything is being activated, so we're going to click on install, and Windows 11 is on the process of installing. So what we need to do right now is to wait for the installation process to complete. Now, once the PC gets up to 100% loading on installation, it will automatically restart on its own. Then by then, once it starts restarting, you can go ahead and pull off eject the USB flash drive on your system, just like what I have here. I've taken mine out. All right. So if you watch, you see that it's installing. You can still decide to leave the flash drive while injected into the computer system USB ports, but if you feel like you want to do otherwise, you can still go ahead and do the same. So let's wait for this to load and move over to the next. Alright, we observe that the PC, after getting up to 68 or maybe 90%, to trip off and come back once again, like restarts automatically. And in this process, this is where the work gets better. So now we're now going to add up the little sauce that will make our operating system function very effectively. If you look at it, it's telling you that it's installing 94%, right? So please keep your PC on. It is advisable that if your laptop is not charged, before you start this whole process, it should be charged, or better still, plug it to power source before you start formatting, so that you will not get your system to crash once again. All right. Remember, with the system we are using, every of these PCs are using SSD drive, which is solid state drive. It will definitely not give you issues when it comes to system crash or your file loss. Okay, so all you just need to do is follow this process and all will be fine. Okay, our Windows 11 is almost ready, so let's see what we need to do. Okay, here Nigeria, I'll choose Nigeria. Now your USB right keyboard and everything is US, and what to add a second keyboard layout, we should skip this, we don't need it. So here to show that your wireless adapter is working, which is onboard wireless card is working, all you just need to do, you'll see that it's telling you to connect to the wireless to update some files, but for now we don't need that. So I'm going to say I don't have internet, and it will continue. But if you have internet, you can go ahead and select that. So here I'm going to accept, and we wait for the system to restart once again. Okay, you see HSEF, that was what we inserted in our user name on when we injected the operating system into the flash drive, right? You see that automatically that alone gives your system a unique name. You can decide to give your system a name of your choice so as to enable you, whenever you power on the system displays that particular identity or trademark, or better still, should I use a logo or design of your choice. So while we wait for this, we still need to do one more thing before the system comes up to the desktop. It's still loading, so let's wait for it. Alright, I think this is final stage. Now you are going to click next and click accept. Finally, our system is have been upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11. If you get to see that our battery is fully charged, and the system is searching for display drivers and many other things. Now once you connect this system to the internet, the drivers of the system will automatically be installed, because of the operating system you're using is an advanced operating system that doesn't necessarily need you to go and start installing them manually yourself. So now the next thing we need to do now is to install our programs, and that is all. Windows 11 is ready. Thank you.